What up? I got Naskin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you.
Hello everyone and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur. Larry McCarren along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, you went to New York looking to bounce back, and you bounced back with a team victory in every sense of the word.
Yeah, it was good to get back out there. You're only as good as your last game in this league, but I really thought our guys, they approached the week the right way. They were embarrassed the week before and came to work with the mentality to get back to work, and that was part of their performance.
A long time ago, you said it's all about the ball, and you guys are now plus 11 in the turnover ratio. Huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we stress each and every week, and to our guys' credit, they've really taken that to heart. And I don't think we have not lost a game where we've won the ball, where we've won the turnover ratio. We're going to stress that moving forward.
You had 3 takeaways, 2 of them coming in the fourth quarter, along with 2 touchdowns. Did you like the way your team took control of a close game the longer it went?
Absolutely, and we knew going into it, I mean, you look at the Giants, it's been a 1-touchdown game or a 1-possession game in each of their last 6 games in the fourth quarter. So we expected it to be a battle, a 4-quarter battle, and you know, when it got tight there at the end, our guys rose to the occasion. They made the plays that we had to make to come out with the win.
Matt, you guys converted better than 50% of your third down situations, 7 of 13, I believe. You had to be pleased with the improvement in that area.
Absolutely. That was an emphasis going into the game, was to be above 50% for the game. And really, when you look at it, we had a kneel down on our last third down. So, but our guys, to their credit, we knew we had to be better in our first and second down to create a little bit more third and manageable situations. And then when we were in those third and long situations, we still converted 2 out of our 5 that were third and 11 plus.
Matt, did the conditions, which were all over the map through the course of the game, did they affect the way you called the game in any way, shape, or form?
You know, going into it, it did factor into our decision making, but you know, when you have a quarterback that does such a great job of taking care of the football, you know, it was really almost to our advantage to take some shots down the field, especially early when it wasn't quite as bad as it did late in the game.
You had 4 tight ends up for the game. What is it about that position you obviously value a lot?
Yeah, I think the versatility, and each of those guys brings a little something different to the table. Mercedes is our hard-nosed blocker. Jimmy gives a little bit more in the pass game, and then I think you look at Jay Sternberger and Bobby Tonyan. They're a good mix of the 2 of those older veterans.
I thought your special teams rose to what was a big challenge. The Giants are good on special teams. Yeah,
the Giants have one of the top units in the National Football League, and our guys held their own, and we felt like we won the special teams battle.
J.K. Scott seemed to get back on track.
He sure did. He had 3 great punts in that game, and that's the J.K. that we're all accustomed to. He's set a high standard for himself by his play early in the season, and we're looking for more of that as we continue the season.
Brian Bulaga comes into the game questionable, plays, and besides what he brings to the party as far as quality of play, doesn't that send a great message to the other guys about getting out there, playing hurt, doing whatever you can for the team?
Absolutely, and he's a pro, and he battled through a significant injury, and I think it shows just to his teammates and to everybody in this organization how important this team is to him, and certainly we benefited by him being out there for us.
While we're in the neighborhood of heart and grit, How about the way Jamal Williams runs the ball late for you? I mean, he goes out there and bloodies the other guy's nose.
Absolutely. It was some tough running at the end of the game, and certainly when you have those conditions like that and the game's starting to get out of hand a little bit and you're able to give it to Jamal, who's a hard-nosed runner, I don't think many defenders want any part of that.
Was it kind of cool to get Mercedes Lewis his first touchdown as a Green Bay Packer?
Yeah, that was awesome, and it was an exceptional play by him and Aaron. It was actually a run called with the ability to audible to the pass, and Aaron did a great job, and he was able to fight through a would-be sack and make a heck of a throw, and it was just great execution by those two.
We'll talk about Aaron's numbers later, but have you ever seen a guy that can process like he can? And I'm thinking specifically 3rd and 17, and somehow he turns that into a touchdown.
Yeah, no, he does a great job, and he caught him with 12 men on the field, and he's been doing this for a long time where he gets a play call out and our guys get lined up and everybody's battling up front, and he makes a great throw to Devontae.
Thank you, Matt. Up next, Tramon Williams. Stay with us.
Snap to Daniel Jones. He looks, lofts it deep down the left sideline. Tramon Williams makes it over the shoulder, interception.
So I just stayed high on the shoulder of the receiver and just got my eyes around in due time, was able to locate the ball and go up and make a play on it.
I mean, Tramon was running the route, absolutely running the route.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Bell & Health and by Fleet Farm.
Looking downfield, sets it, fires it short. Beautiful play made by Tramon Williams. Back against the grain and broken up and incomplete. Tramon Williams throws the end zone, nearly intercepted, and it is intercepted in the end zone. Tramon Williams makes it over the shoulder interception. 3rd interception of the day for the Packers.
Welcome back to Total Packers. Joining us now, Tramon Williams, and Tramon 9-3 and in the hunt in December is a good place to be, right?
Most definitely. This is where we want to be coming into December. Now everybody knows that the month of December is an important month. That's when you want to be playing your best ball. So hopefully we can put our best foot forward this month right here.
I love the way you guys took control in the 4th quarter against the Giants. Your interception was part of that effort. Give us a backstory on it.
Well, we knew that they needed to make a big play. I did. I was actually outside on that play. I wasn't in the slot. Just pretty much being aware. I pay attention to everything that goes on the field. Looking at the quarterback, looking at the receiver. Got up to the line, got impressed. Looked at the quarterback, saw the quarterback and the receiver make hand gestures. Most of the time they make hand gestures, probably a fade route. That'll be the first thing on my mind. That's exactly what it was. So I just stayed high on the shoulder of the receiver and just got my eyes around in due time, was able to locate the ball and go up and make a play on it.
Now, the snow angel thing was certainly appropriate. Was that planned ahead of time?
It wasn't. It wasn't at all, man, but we don't get opportunity to do that a lot. So I thought that it was a perfect opportunity to do the snow angel.
Tramon, before some games, I go and look at the grades for individual players on Pro Football Focus, just kind of get a feel for strength and weaknesses on each team's rosters. And going into this game, the highest graded corner on either team was Tramon Williams. At age 36, playing at that level, what keeps you hungry?
A little bit of everything, Larry. You know, I got kids at home who's watching me now. I got young guys in my DB room who continues to challenge me every day. And people see it differently. People see it differently. I'm the older guy. I'm teaching these young guys, but I'm learning from them, you know, at the same time. So I always feel that you never get old enough to learn. And that's what I'm doing. Even though I'm teaching these guys, I'm learning from them at the same time. And I'm putting my best foot forward for my kids because my little boy, he's watching everything that I do right now.
That's got to be cool, huh?
Everything that I do, he loves football. He knows everything about it at this age. He's 9 years old. He knows everything about it. And he asks all of these different questions. So I want to perform well for him at the same time so he can go back and say that my daddy did this. I know what it looked like, and if he have, that dream to do the same thing, then I can be there for him and have at least paved the way for him.
Tramon, you often get asked about your leadership and what you're saying to the young guys, but this is just speculation on my part. But I think at this point, your leadership is not what you say, but who you are. What do you think?
I think so. I've always been a lead by example guy. I speak when need to be spoken. I don't speak just to speak. I feel like if you speak too much, when you do say something, it doesn't carry as much weight. So when I say something, I want it to be quality. I want to get all ears, and that's the way I lead. My personality is laid back. Guys tend to gravitate to me, and like I said, that challenges me. That challenged me first and foremost to do the right thing, because I know guys are watching, and I'm trying to set that example of if you just do the right thing, you don't have to worry about guys saying, oh, you're a role model, you're this and that. If you do the right thing, you don't have to worry about all of those different sayings. Just do what's right, and everything will take care of itself.
Now, Tramon, you have won the big one. As a matter of fact, you sealed the deal back in Super Bowl 45 with that pass defense. Now, you've been there and done it. What's got to happen with this team moving forward down the stretch here? What's it got to do? Because your team back then, it got better. What's got to happen for that to happen?
Same thing. We have to get better. Last time we won the Super Bowl, and we had to win the last 2 games to get into the playoffs. I tell guys all the time, I'm like, man, we struggled throughout the year. We had our ups and downs, but we still believed at the end of the day, we knew we had a lot of talent on the field, and all we knew we had to do was put it together. And same thing here. Actually, now we're in a better spot, but we still have to get better. We still have to kind of catch fire, clean up some things on both sides of the ball. Special teams, everywhere, we have to clean up some things. We've been giving up a little bit too many explosive plays this year.
13 seasons and going strong. Do you have a number in mind?
I don't at all. I take it a year at a time. Like I said, I know God is going to continue to lead me in the right direction. I pray on it all the time. So I never put a number on anything. I just kind of go with the flow. And if the flow tell me to keep going, I'll keep going. If it tell me to stop, I'll stop.
Tramon, thanks for being with us.
Appreciate it, Larry.
All these years, you've done a great job of representing yourself and the Green Bay Packers.
I appreciate it.
Really great stuff. All right, thank you for being here. Coming up this week's Chalk Talk, don't go away.
Quick snap. Here's Rodgers looking to deal. Fires it over the middle. He's got Devontae reaching goal line. Touchdown. And the Packers strike first. Devontae Adams reached it over on an 8-yard touchdown.
Tis the season to celebrate the holidays and the Green Bay Packers. Whether you're looking for a new set of pajamas or an ugly Christmas sweater, the Packers Pro Shop is your one-stop shop for holiday cheer. If you're looking for a special gift, don't fret. You'll find it faster than you can say, "Go Pack, go." Purchase in-store or online at PackersProShop.com. The Packers Pro Shop, one team, one store.
If you'll recall, last week Matt LaFleur said the Packers' biggest problem against the 49ers was communication, or the lack thereof. Everybody being on the same page. The video says problem solved against the Giants. If you're going to go here, and here, and here, all at the same time, you better be working in unison, or it's going to be Packers running into Packers. But because they are all on the same page, look how nicely this works out. 2-on-1 here, 2-on-1 there, and nobody on the Packers' leading receiver, Davante Adams. Where's the ball going? Aaron Rodgers fires a strike, and Davante makes a nice effort on the goal line for 6. Defensively speaking, let's focus on Jair Alexander and Kevin King. And you talk about reading out of the same playbook. Both are playing with inside leverage, and both can afford to do so because both have safety help over the top. And both of those safeties are in position to help. The net result of everybody working in concert is a Kevin King interception. There's an old coaching adage that says you get what you emphasize, and last week Matt LaFleur emphasized better communication.
Whether you're walking through or whether you're in a full speed practice, we've got to see it. We've got to see it. And if it's not there, we've got to correct it and make sure. We got to stop it, do whatever we have to do to make sure it's getting done.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealer, by Johnsonville, and by Spectrum. Welcome back to Total Packers. Time to hand out game balls. And Matt, on offense, you're going with Aaron Rodgers, 4 TDs, quarterback rating 125 plus, and Alan Lazard, 3 catches for over 100 yards. I wanted to ask you, that 37-yard touchdown pass between the two, was that play just the way you drew it up? Because it looked like it.
Yeah, it's not always the way you draw it up. Matter of fact, on that play, we had a run-pass can with it, and if we had a 2-safety look, we were going to can to the run. And when I called the play in, I forgot to call it with the can. So to their credit, I'm glad it worked out that way because Allen was wide open and Aaron made a great throw.
And this might be a first ever. Alan Lazard is also your special teams game ball winner. And I noticed, Matt, like he's R5 on the kickoff coverage team. I mean, that's where the real men live, and he excels at it.
There's no doubt. He does a great job. He played on 2 phases of special teams. He was our leading point getter, and it just speaks to who he is as a person. He's a tough, hard-nosed guy that comes to work each and every day, and he's earned everything he's got, and just really happy for him.
On defense, you went with Kenny Clark, and the stats say he had 4 tackles, 1 for loss. I say John Jalapeno, the Giants center, wants no part of watching this tape. Kenny dominated him.
He absolutely did, and he told me when we went out for that first series that he was going to make a play, and I really thought that he set the tone for us on that short yardage situation where he beat the center and made a TFL to really get us going on off the right foot.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away.
Here's a look at the NFC playoff picture heading into Week 14. The Saints and Seahawks hold the top 2 spots at 10-2, while the Packers at 9-3 and the Cowboys at 6-6 remain the 3rd and 4th seeds. The Vikings and 49ers are the wild card teams, and the Rams at 7-5 are still very much in the hunt.
Welcome back. Time for the last word from the coach. And Matt, this week you're back home, which is a great thing, to face the Redskins, who are 3-9, but they're very young and they're getting better. They've won 2 straight.
You know, there's no quit in this football team. They went to Carolina and they were down 14-0 right in the first quarter, and they battled back, scored 29 unanswered points, and were able to beat a tough Carolina team.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck against Washington, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.
Oh yeah. Young Moolah, baby.